This is, I think it's Not Gonna Lie podcast number 44. Yesterday I had a class. I went back to school to learn how to be funny. And, so yeah, I learned a bunch of stuff. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I try to take this whole becoming. Oh, the light's not perfect. How's that? It doesn't change much. So yeah, I try to do it every day so that it becomes like a routine and becomes easy to try to become funny. Try to write jokes and stuff. Boy, that shit is hard, man. Oh, and something I'm really. Damn. I still got some. But look what I figured out. I can, I should be closer. Like, I can do this. Boom. Oh, little switch in scenery. Yes, sir. Now that I know I can do that, now that I learned how to do that, I'm gonna need like a fucking, I guess, an assistant or something that's gonna do that for me. Because it's weird if I do it myself. And yeah, today was so. Oh my god, I'm so, like, it's incredible how much admiration I have towards people who are disciplined. Like, just getting to do anything other than looking at my phone today was the hardest thing ever. Like, I got up from bed at like 12:30 because I was looking at my phone. And like, I knew I had two podcasts to record today because yesterday I was supposed to record this episode, but I was too lazy. And so I had to do this one as early as possible to post it and put it online right away, and then have another one to record so that it comes on live tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna be Friday, and then I don't do them during the weekend. So Friday, Saturday is my weekend. But now this weekend, like in the class I took, like my teacher was like, he was like really happy that I was he was really happy that like I had already something going that I was trying by myself. But and like we're talking about consistency, exactly what I'm talking about. And he said that like it was really important to be consistent. If I want, like, if I'm supposed to post one a day, like every week, every weekday, and then I gotta do it. So he suggested that I pre-record a bunch of them, and that if on a certain day I don't have one up, then I have some spare. So I guess this weekend is gonna be like, it's just gonna be a bunch of smoking weed all fucking weekend, and then as soon as an idea pop up, boop, I go and I'm gonna do 5 in French and 5 in English. We're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be like a marathon, a podcast marathon. I like that. Wow. Okay, now it's becoming a cool challenge. We're getting in the little switch in scenery. Crazy effects. This podcast is so yikes. This podcast is so professional. Damn, high quality production. I should put my laptop somewhere I can tap with my foot. Wait, let me try. Boom. Come on. Yeah. I got it. And so yeah, but the primary source of so that's how I'm gonna become famous, and that's how I'm gonna try to change the world, like I said last time. But the primary source of what I talk about on the podcast is usually when I've been like a shitty person, like I've been a shitty person to a lot of people, and like I try to come clean as much as I can, or usually the other way I get inspiration is mostly from like having Facebook arguments with people. I don't know what it is about this fucking thing. I'm not addicted to Facebook. I'm addicted to having meaningless conversations on Facebook. That's what I love to do. I love to get into arguments on Facebook. Man, it's funny. That's how I entertain myself. I never lie. I never have like I feel like my points of view are pretty centered. Like I'm not saying, crazy stuff, but the way I said it and the people to whom I say those things, I know it's going to to clash, And like I was specifically talking like in the cheerleading industry, there was like this really popular like athlete and coach or whatever that was like a superstar in cheerleading, and he was just found that like he was gay. No, sorry. Not that he was gay, but that he was a pedophile. Like he had asked for sex like to minors and stuff, like the whole shebang, And like in the conversation, I was saying that it was our fault as an industry that like we let young men become such superstars without having to check like the way they think or whatever. I don't know if they were like ready for fame, or I don't know what it was, but like I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like the cheerleading industry has turned a blind eye on so many red flags coming from athletes in the sport. But because the sport is so empowering to the LGBT community, and it's cool that it is empowering, but because it is so empowering for the LGBT community, it becomes like it turns a blind eye on the bad stuff. It wants to look like it's so inclusive that they're going to stop policing their own people. I'm not saying that the LGBT, I'm not saying that gay people are bad people. I'm saying that we're giving them a pass when they're not good people, because we don't want to look like we're homophobic. It's the fear of the public opinion about how our message is perceived that stops us from saying what we want to say, And I've had this issue come up so many times in my life where I see a gay person, someone who's gay, do something that is not right, and you can't really call them out because if you say something, it automatically you are labeled a freaking like a homophobe, It's a pretty crazy world we live in nowadays, isn't it? So anyway, I love fighting on Facebook, and like I know that like if I'm in a like a cheerleading environment, that like whenever I'm going to say anything about the fact that it's gay men that are, we are giving a pass to, but because I said it was gay men, everyone got so pissed. And then it wasn't about, and then it became everyone was shit. The thing is that everyone was shitting on Robert, right? On the kid that like did the pedophile stuff, like the grooming or whatever you want to call it. I don't know how to call it, but like had a relationship with someone who's not old enough, and everyone was shitting on him. And my comment was that we shouldn't shit on him. It was our fault that we let him do that. You know, like it's not okay what he did, but like we had seen red flags forever about his behaviors. You know, just the way he was to everyone. He wasn't like such a nice person. I've seen him in real life. He was full of himself, and you know, but it's normal. He's been like treated like a freaking god for like what 10 years now or something. Like it's crazy. But now that I said that it was something about gay men, I didn't say that gay men were bad. I just said that in our industry where there are more gay men who stay involved, I guess, than in the regular public. Well, because we don't police them, it just so happens that most controversies come from gay men. You know, I know what it sounds like, but it's true, right? It's just like it's a numbers games. So anyway, that was a lot of fun. Oh, hey. And so yeah, like I told you last time. Um. Oh no. Well, yeah, like I told you last time. Like since I've been doing like mostly good stuff, like I'm trying to be a really good person. Just like and it's crazy because I notice it now. You know, like I'm starting to get into this sort of relationship with this girl or whatever, and like and on my phone I was matching with some people on like Tinder, and like girls are messaging me, and like I'm trying to focus real hard on not answering, you know? Ooh. I wanted to answer. No answers, you know? I'm not in a relationship, and it's not Tinder. It's on Facebook, and I don't know how to delete the app. But you know, it's like actively trying to be a good person. Whenever I realize that like I'm doing something wrong, I try to make it right, you know? And I like it. It's makes me feel good. Maybe if more people did that all the time, like not having an ego and not trying to always be right. Although I try to always be right. Gotta admit that to myself. But yeah. Damn. I knew I'd be so thirsty. Alright. We're gonna take a little break. I'll be back. I'm gonna go get some water. Damn. And we are back. Yeah, so I think maybe if we started like fucking shitting on everyone. Oh, and then I just had this conversation. Sometimes I annoy myself so much because you know I like to have these conversations, but it's pretty tiring, you know? Like Jesus, why am I doing this to myself? Like I see some of my friend posting a story saying that racism, you know, saying jokes about black people is not okay, but black people saying jokes about white people is okay. And I was like, how does that work? And I tried to start having a conversation with him. And I feel like I don't understand. I understand the concept of privilege. I think I agree. Like, I think everyone knows, okay, yes, I do have those privileges, but like, doesn't it make it that, like, if a black person asks white people not to make joke about them, they're kind of like asking for like a privilege to not be made fun of? Like, are we supposed to like get their privilege as high as our privilege, or decrease our privileges, or have the same privileges? I don't understand, like, how is this supposed to work? How are we supposed to get along? I feel like, oh my god, this is good. Oh my god. I didn't know I was gonna go there. Oh, I know what it is. I smoked a little bit before doing this. That's how I get over the nerves. But I took an edible right before this, so I knew it was gonna get a little worse. The ideas are gonna start going weird places now. But I've said it in French. I'm gonna say it once in English, and I'm never gonna repeat it again. But whatever it is that I say on this podcast, I know that I have nothing against women. I know I have tons of gay friends that are real friends, that are really close to me. I know that I have tons of people of color friends of all colors and creeds and everything, and it's genuine friendships. I don't feel any type of way about anybody in the world. Nobody. And whatever it is that I say, like in this podcast, it's never to make anyone feel bad about themselves. All right? It's just to say however I feel about something. How, like, some stuff doesn't make sense to me. Let's fucking talk about it. Sometimes it's gonna be funny. Sometimes it's not gonna be funny. Or we're gonna try to make I feel that's the problem. That's exactly the problem. I feel like it became such a convoluted topic that, like, we cannot make fun about it anymore. And that's what sucks. It's like there's so many jokes that are not being made to protect some people's sensitivity. I say, like, I try to not let it affect me. I try to not let it affect me. I try to keep making those jokes, but it does affect me. And I think that it sucks that it affects me. Some jokes I hear and I'm like, holy shit, this guy, he went there. And it's crazy to me that, like, we're not willing to let every punches fly. Like, every punches should be fair in any direction. This guy I was arguing with was saying that there's no white culture. How is there no white culture? I mean, white people, what is it? European descent? That's white culture. And nice cars and good food, I guess, from Italy. And, like, he was saying that we didn't know how to spice our food. Well, I mean, okay, that's still part of our culture. Don't make fun of my culture if I can't make fun of your culture. Yeah, we've been assholes in the past. I agree. Racism, all this, like, all the bad stuff. Okay? We're trying to get rid of that as much as we can. Okay. We all agree that's where we're going. And whenever we realize that something is racist, usually as a society, we get rid of it. We try. Okay? So can we make jokes about one another without having to feel bad? Can we start using all the words in the dictionary if they make our speech sound better? Like, I mean, people of color, the N word is like the best sounding word in the vocabulary when you use it. It's so precise. It's so like, you know, it. There's no comparative. There's no other word in the English language that compares to what the N word means, you know? Like it, I feel like it can be used as much as fuck can be used, you know? Fuck is such a versatile word, but like I feel like you guys have transformed the fuck into the N word. Cause sometimes you bitch ass fuck. You know? Fuck. Or sometimes something happens, you go, fuck. Fuck. You know? Ooh, I came this close of letting one fly. Too pussy to do it. Fuck. Such a pussy. Man, the fear of getting canceled for something so stupid. Fuck, it's crazy how this is our life. You know? We accept that the use of one word is enough to destroy someone's life. You know? Some guy who's been a good dude, man, he could be the freaking the best guy in the world, you know? He could be anything. And like there's some video of him like singing in his car and he's listening to a song where there's the N-word in it and he says it all by himself and some kid films it on his phone, you know? If this goes on the news, man, this guy loses his job, man. For sure this guy loses his job. And it's crazy. It's like, it's the best word. No. You know what I mean. You guys made it the best word. That's what I mean. You guys are so cool that you turned that word into something so cool, but you keep it to yourself. That sucks. I'm not keeping any word to myself. I'm trying to become more like you. Oh, is that what cultural appropriation is? Got it. Got it. But to touch on every controversial topic. Oh, no, this one. Oh. What if I tried to legally change my freaking origin, you know? Coming from me, because I don't feel like that, it sounds pretty bad, but like I'm pretty sure that like, you know, some Asian kids, some, you know, I can picture some tiny little Asian kid living in like I don't know, in Detroit or whatever, and he's convinced that he's black, you know? Wants to use the N-word all the time, but he can't because he gets beat up or something. But aside from that, he's black, you know? Poor guy. Oh, I've heard that Asian people have been removed from the list of the people of color. They're not considered people of color anymore. Have you heard about that? That's crazy. They took away Asians from the people of color. It's like Asians are too good now. Asians have become the best in the... Ooh. Yikes! I'm sorry. Like they're so good now that we're like, oh, they must be that good because they're privileged at somewhere, you know. They're like they get into such good schools, they have such good grades, they're so rich. Everything about Asians is like it's awesome. Aside from like getting called chings and stuff, that sucks a little bit. Or like everyone assuming that they know kung fu. Like every stereotype about Asians is like cool. It's like they're good at everything. It's like they're good at math. Well, basically, yeah, everything. And you assume that they have good grades, and they're like, "Fuck you, man! It's not because I'm Asian and I have good grades, ching chong." I used to say that all the time to a girl I used to do Team Canada with, and I used to always say, whenever I'd talk to her, oh yeah, ching chong chong, ding dong. And you know what? I think she thought it was funny. I hope she thought it was funny. She was always laughing. Maybe it was that uncomfortable laughter, you know, when you're being so pressed that it's funny. But it felt like a genuine laugh. I feel like when you let me like throw you in the air and like catch you with one hand, it's like you kind of know that I don't hate people like you. So when I make jokes, they're jokes. I hope that's how it works. I hope. Yo, this I'm pretty psyched about what happened right there. You guys don't realize it, but it felt pretty easy. The time went by pretty quick. We're at 27 minutes. I try to make it all around like 30 minutes. And like sometimes, like the last time I yesterday when I did the English podcast, I talked about everything I had in mind. Everything. I was like this whole thing I wanted to talk about, and I talked about it in my head. It felt like it lasted like an hour. And then I looked at the freaking clock. It was 10 minutes. It was the worst. Then I had to like fucking try to fill in time for 20 minutes. That sucked ass. That sucked ass. But yeah, so like I said, using the podcast to keep myself in check. I listened back to them. So go work out after this, you pussy ass bitch. Because you haven't worked out when you were at your sister's, even though you tell people that you did. Yeah, fucking liar. Ah, holy shit, that's so true. Can't lie to people, man. It's not good. So, yeah. So, work out and then eat some stuff. Try to go to bed. Oh, no, I've got to record another podcast in French. All right. Thank you guys for listening. I don't even know. Like, I did that in French, and I don't know if it's going to work in English. But, like, in French, I was, like, I don't even know if there's anyone that listens to the podcast up to this, like, all the way to the end. Like, when I see like the analytics and it says that like the average listening time is like 14 minutes. So like, is it that like nobody gets to like the end, or is it that like some people stop it after like 1 second, so like it reduces the average? You know? So whatever. If you listen to this, if like you know, like right now, if you're listening to this, whatever the date is that I posted this podcast, what day are we? The 4th of February? Whatever date you're listening to this, it doesn't matter. Send me an emoji of the cold emoji, you know, like the blue guy with the ice picks and stuff. yeah, send that to me so that way I'll know that at least like one person listens to the podcast in English all the way to the end. I'm a little self-conscious. Gotta work on that. So yeah, let's do that. Thank you for listening. Subscribe and yeah, let me know what you think about the whole the whole situation. Not like having some subjects that like we can't talk about, or some group of people that like we just cannot say anything about. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you guys. Well, I guess next one's gonna be Tuesday. So next Tuesday. Peace.